Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ellie. So for today's video I thought I would do the BookTube Newbie tag. I was going to do this as my first video, but I thought my first video would probably be better to be a book haul, seeing as this is a BookTube channel. So like I said, today I'm doing the BookTube Newbie tag. I have all of the questions written down here in my notebook, so without further ado, let's just get started. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? And I started this channel because I do have another YouTube channel and I posted some book themed videos over there, but they didn't get much of a response, and I honestly lost a few subscribers whilst posting them because I don't think people subscribe to that channel for books. They were more there for kind of hair and fashion and beauty. So I decided to make a separate channel to post book related videos on because it's something that I'm passionate about and it's something that I love, and I wanted a space that I could just dedicate purely to books and reading, so my subscribers on that channel wouldn't have to watch it if they didn't want to, and then if people weren't interested in the hair and the beauty and the fashion, then they can subscribe to me on here. And yeah, I just wanted a place just solely to express my love for books and reading. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? Now honestly, I don't know, I'm really bad whenever you put on the spot of those questions and it's like, tell us one good thing about you or one talent you have. I just cannot think on the spot of something like that. I just feel like I could give my opinions. Like, I suppose that's the point of this channel, is to kind of give your views and opinions on books, but it's not really something fun and unique, but that's what I've set out on this channel to do, so that probably doesn't even answer that question, but I don't really know what to say to it. What are you most excited for on this new channel? And that's an easier question. I'm most excited for having my own space to just talk and share my love for books and reading and just explain why I love books, because my boyfriend doesn't really read, and like my friends, they read, but I don't think they read as much as I do, so I don't really have anywhere to kind of post and speak about what I'm reading and what I've been enjoying, so I thought it would be nice to have this space where I can do that. So I think I'm just most excited to be able to speak to you guys about books, and that it's just a complete fresh start from my other channel and just somewhere that I can post videos about something that I'm actually passionate about. I do love reading. Now this is one of those questions where I just kind of love it. Like, I don't really know why, it's just something that I've always done. Like, I've always grown up reading, and when I was in primary school, like once a week after school we'd go to the library and get some new books, and it's just something that I've grown up with and something that's always been there. And I've always had this little saying, and I know it probably sounds really like cringy, but I've always said the thing I love about reading is that no matter what's going on in your life, like if you're having a really bad day and you just want to forget about it, you can just pick up a book and you can easily just get lost in another story, in another world, and just forget about what's going on in your own life. And I think that's probably what I love about reading, that you can just lose yourself in another place and you don't have to worry about your real life. What book or series got you into reading? Now, I honestly can't remember. Like, I remember a book that I picked up and absolutely loved. I was about 10, but I've always read. But the first kind of book that I've got excited about is Harry Potter. And I think you can probably tell by my background that Harry Potter is obviously still a big part of my life. So I think for this one I'm going to say Harry Potter, because although it's not the first like book in that I read, it's the first thing that I kind of fell in love with, and those were the first books that I fell in love with, and they are my favourite books, so it's definitely Harry Potter. What challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be hardest to overcome? Now I think for this is your opinions is going to be the hardest thing, because if you passionately love a book or passionately hate a book and you put that out there and say that you really hate a book and it's someone's favourite book, people could get really angry. I have seen that on other people's comments where they've given a review of why they've absolutely hated a book, and in the comments they've just gotten so much hate about how it's a good book. And obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and I think that's probably the only downside of BookTube, is that it is literally like opinions, and it's okay to have your own opinion and it's okay for you to hate my absolute favourite book. But I think that's definitely like the biggest challenge, is that people aren't going to agree with everything you say. I mean, they shouldn't anyway in everyday life, but they're not gonna agree with what you say, and they could get quite angry about your opinions, but it's okay, like everyone has their own opinions. When did you start reading? I honestly don't know, and like this question depends. Like obviously I started reading when I was at school because that's where I learnt to read, but like I remember when I was in primary school you had the Magic Key books. I don't know if they're still a thing, I don't know if everyone else had them, but we had the Magic Key books, and I remember you read them the whole way through primary school, and a lot of people were still reading them sort of in year 5 and year 6, and I finished them in year 2, and I remember I was really excited because like literally everyone else in the year group was reading these books, and when we had to read to teachers I was allowed to go to the library and pick whatever book I wanted. So because I've always read and it's something that I found easy and it's something that I started early on is why it stayed with me, and it's something that I've always kept on to, and like I just always remember reading, like before I went to bed, like even if it's people reading me a story, or as I've gotten older, like I've just always had a book by my bed and I've always been reading a book. Like I can't remember a time where I've not been in the middle of reading something. So I honestly don't know when it started, it's just something I know I've always done. Where do you read? And honestly, anywhere. I'll read in my room, I'll read in the car, I'll read on the bus, I'll read when I'm at work. Like I just keep a book with me pretty much at all times, because whenever I'm bored or if I'm waiting for someone or I have nothing to do, I'll just read. So I honestly do just read anywhere. What kind of books do you love to read? Now, I always go for the exact same thing. When I go into bookshops, I like the romance and the young adult novels, and I'm nearly 21, so I feel like it's time I should maybe not stop reading the young adult books, but start reading more than just romance books, which is one of the reasons why I got into BookTube, is to try and find new books and find different genres and things that I will enjoy instead of just reading the same old thing. So I do love to read the young adult books. As you can probably tell by the background, if you can recognise any of these books that are behind me, they're pretty much all young adult romancy kind of books. So that's what I like to read, but I definitely want to start broadening what I do read and find some new styles of books. So that was my version of the BookTube Newbie tag. I hope you enjoyed it and got to know a little bit more about me. Well, maybe not me necessarily, I might do a get to know me tag on here, I'm not too sure, but a little bit more of an introduction to my channel and what to expect from me. I really enjoyed this tag and I just thought it was the perfect kind of video to start off my channel. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video.